All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's jump into Figma and create a new design file from scratch. Today, we're going to jump into learning about variables and how variables can be added to your design and add a lot more fun interactivity to it. First off, let's grab our frame tool, and I'm simply going to click and drag and make a single frame on this side. And we'll call this my light mode. And I want to quickly duplicate this, so Command or Control D, and we'll call this one my dark mode. So two different modes that I'm going to be working in. Also, since we're playing around with different things, I'm going to grab my type tool and click once, make an example headline. And since this is going to be headline text, it really doesn't matter, but I'm just going to make it extra bold and a little bit bigger, maybe about 24. That looks good. And let's give us some example body copy as well. So I'm going to click and drag this time, make me a little text frame, set my text to be slightly smaller and not as bold. And I'm literally just going to type in some random stuff. Again, we're just playing around with these now, so I'm not going to worry with this looking perfect. So here's the trick or the problem that I'm running into. Right now, if I'm working on a screen that's in light mode means the background is a lighter color. It's very bright, and so all of my objects and text and anything on top of it easily contrasts because they're darker. So light and dark contrast. However, sometimes you may want to work on a darker background, or you may want to swap the mode over to a nighttime mode. And so in this case, if I was to change the background color of this one to be a fill color that's much darker, say almost or near black, well, the same text doesn't show up behind it. There's not enough contrast. I would need to be able to change all of my text appearances to something that's going to be lighter, and so I would have to go down to my fill color. Maybe I have a library color swatch already saved up, or I'd have to go in and I'd have to change this. Well, variables give us the ability to do this automatically, and it adds some great interactivity to your otherwise simple basic design. So let me undo what I just did, bring it back to where I have both of these, and let's talk about adding variables to your design. First off, to create a new variable, some versions of Figma may have the variables listed over here on the right-hand side, and I don't see them over here right now, but I do see over here on the left-hand side a section that has variables. So let's click on that, and you can see here's where we can start to add new variables to our document. Right now, there's nothing there. When you click on the Create button, there's 4 different kinds of variables that we can create. First, there's color variables, number variables that let you change up different numbers or values. String variables are different kinds of things you could type in. These could be words or sentences, anything that's typed or stringable of characters, that's what that means. And finally, Boolean characters or variables are simply true or false statements, 1 or 0, yes or no. Anything that's got 2 different values can be a Boolean type statement. Let's create a color variable. All right, so right off the bat, this starts to create a little table inside of here that keeps track of all of our different values and the different variables that we have. You can see up here, right now we've made a color variable, and I'm going to call this my color, let's do our background color. So this would be our background mode for this. And the value of it is what we can change within our document. So right now, I'm going to set it not to be the name value. We're going to call it our color mode. Actually, let's have 2 different color modes. And sorry, not call this color. Let's call this our light color. So in this case, the lightish color is going to be one of these. And now we can choose what color we want it to be. So since we're dealing with the background, we want the background to be a lighter color. I'm not going to keep it the default white. You can make it whatever color you want as long as it's nice and light. We'll make mine kind of a baby blue and set it for this. That looks good. So we have a background color that's a light color. Let's add another variation of this. So going over to our little plus sign, we'll click there. And once again, this will change our mode, and I'm going to change this mode to be a dark color. And again, our background can be light or it can be dark. And in this case, we'll make it a darker version. And let's make it really dark, so dark blue. With that done, I can jump back into my file and let's apply those different modes to our background colors. So right now I've got just the name light mode selected. Rather than going over to my fill color, because when I click here, nothing's going to be saved. Nothing's in a library, but there is a background color set. And this means there's a variable that we can set for the background. Now, if I choose this, automatically it applies that color to be here. Okay, so there's that. Let's do the same for dark mode. So click on the word dark mode, go over to your fill color, and again, you can go to your libraries and you can choose background, but I don't want this to be the lighter color. I want to swap this over to that different variable that we had. So in order to change the variable, don't go to the fill color, go over to your appearance panel and you get this new icon. It looks like a little falling swatch. This is where you can apply and change your variable modes. So notice now under collection 1, I've got it automatically choosing the first one, the lighter color, but let's swap it over to dark mode. Aha! And so now I can easily choose between one of those two color modes. So this is kind of ho-hum. So this is basically just changing things up. What's really fun is when it happens when we change it to our text color. In this case, one more time, let's go into our variables panel. We set a variable for our background. Let's go down to the very bottom and choose to create a new variable. Again, another color variable. And this time, let's call this our text color. Okay, so our text color, whenever it's in light mode, so the background is light, we need our text to be dark. So I'm going to set this color to be nice and dark. We'll set it to be down here. You can make it the same green if you wanted to choose one that's already made. And in dark mode, we want the text to be light. So in this case, we can choose this, and I'm going to choose the lighter color, or let's choose something else, as long as it's lighter. So again, text color in this case is going to be dark because it's got a light background, and if it's got a dark background, it's going to swap over to light. Now that we've established the variables, let's jump back over to our file, and let's apply it to our text. So I'm going to select both of my text here. Once again, go down to your fill color, and we can go to our libraries, and aha, now we can apply the text color. Now, right now, remember, it automatically chooses that first one. And if we go to our variables for this one, which again are found under the appearances, you can open it up. So in collection 1, I've got light or dark mode. Well, it's automatically choosing my light color. If I was to swap this over to something that has dark mode, check this out. Boop. It automatically chooses the lighter color version of it because it automatically sets. Because it's set to auto, whatever is in that column, it automatically swaps over to. And that's the fun part about you working with these variables. You set it once, and then when you change, it can automatically adjust based on your preferences. There is one little caveat. Let's say I put this over here, and we'll make a copy of it and put it to here. Remember, for our variables, actually before I make a copy, let me just choose this. If I didn't have auto selected, auto light color, and I just chose light color. Okay, so it's automatically set to light. It looks okay over here, but when I go to put it over here, it doesn't show up. That's because it's still going to stay in that color mode. It's still going to be the darker color because in our little matrix that we have here, that light mode, that's the dark color text. So depending on how you have it, you can have it automatically select a variable, or if you want it to automatically transition over, you need to set it to auto, and it will automatically choose what's appropriate for that layout. Now, the last thing that I wanted to point out is check out our layers panel. Whenever you apply these different variables to different things, you can see how it automatically tells you what mode it's on inside of here. We'll make this a little bit larger. We can't see the end of it. Oh, but you get the idea. Anyway, this entire dark mode is set to automatically be dark mode. And so I've chosen it. It'll always stay dark mode. In light mode, even though it's set to light for here's the background, it's automatically choosing light, so that doesn't show up. In this case, the example headline for this one, it's automatically going to always be light. But this example headline was set to auto, and so it automatically chooses the appropriate variable that's applied to it. So kind of paying attention to what mode you've got set over here can tell you how it's going to interact, whether it changes or whether it doesn't. This one will automatically change because it's set to auto paste over here. So this is, again, is an introduction to using some basic color variables. Let's see if we can keep diving in and do some more variables.